What happens when a global trade war hits pause, but only for some countries? In a disruptive move this week, US President Donald Trump lifted tariffs on most nations for 90 days, but not China. For Beijing, he turned the heat way up. Trump slapped a punishing 145% tariff on all Chinese goods. That's not a tweak, that's an economic missile. And as expected, China fired back with 84% tariffs on American imports. Why is China still caught in the crosshairs? Is this the end of China's factory empire? This is Quick Take, your quick guide. I am Smita Prakash. Let's break this down. Trump says, quote, "No retaliation and you will be rewarded," unquote. 90 days of breathing room for other countries and tariffs came down to 10%. But China? No such luck. In fact, Beijing's Commerce Ministry has called this a serious violation of global norms. But the real message from Washington was clear. We're coming for China's manufacturing supremacy. The trade war is no longer a threat, it's here, and it's personal. Why China? It's about leverage. For years, the world leaned on Chinese factories for everything: phones, electronics, medicine, and cars. But Trump wants to flip that script. His goal: end America's dependence on Chinese goods and bring manufacturing home.
What happens with China? We would love to be able to work a deal. They've really taken advantage of our country for a long period of time. They've ripped us off beyond nobody. How people stood for it, sitting in my position, is not even believable. And we're talking about many presidents, not just a couple. But they did, and all we're doing is putting it back in shape.
He's been talking about it since 2016. Now he's doing it with tariffs. The idea: make Chinese imports so expensive that American companies are forced to move production either back to the US or to friendlier countries like Vietnam, India, or Mexico. And the message to other countries: cooperate and you're safe. Resist and you'll pay. China refuses to blink, but China isn't backing down. State media calls the US move reckless. Their counter tariffs are already in place and Beijing is preparing for the long game, absorbing the economic pain while betting Trump overplays his hand.
中方不愿打，但也不怕打。我们绝不会坐视中国人民的正当权益被剥夺，绝不会坐视国际经贸规则和多边贸易体制被破坏。如果美方执意打关税战、贸易战，中方必将奉陪到底。
After Trump's tariff surge on April 2nd, global stock markets lost trillions in value. Bond yields went crazy. That's when Trump flinched and gave most nations a temporary pass. Markets across countries cheered the move and frankly sighed in relief. What's at stake? China is the world's factory. It's also the biggest supplier of rare earths, the backbone of EVs, smartphones, and military technology. A full-blown tariff war could choke supply chains, spike prices, and trigger another inflation wave. Already, economists are warning this isn't just about trade, it's about who leads the global economy. If China stumbles, the ripple effects will be global. But if the US pushes too hard, it risks a crisis at home too. Will it work? The 90-day freeze is a tactical pause, not a truce. Trump's team says this was the plan all along, to lure nations to the negotiating table. But insiders say the real reason is market panic. As for China, they're not blinking, they're bracing. And the rest of the world watching closely, hedging bets, and hoping they are not next. One thing's for sure, Trump wants to redraw the world's economic map, even if that means breaking a few markets along the way.